Welcome back to the Jake Asman Show. Time now for some quick hits.
You gotta move quickly.
There's no time.
Move fast there, come on!
And here we go on a Monday installment of America's favorite sports talk radio segment. It is time for quick hits right here on the Jake Asman Show. Jake Asman with you. Ron Cover is producing, and off we go here in quick hits. And we start quick hits by talking about someone finally getting ejected for using a foreign substance.
He was coming off the mound here at Guaranteed Rate Field. The umpires had stopped him. Phil Cuzzy over at the edge of the field.
You know, there's a few things in the glove besides sticky stuff. Number one, you can take a look at the eyelets of the glove, and if they're raised, you're maybe scraping the baseball. Or maybe there's something that can scrape the baseball and get extra movement, but it would appear that something was untoward in the glove of Hector Santiago, who can't believe it.
We have our first culprit of the new system of checking pitchers. Hector Santiago has been thrown out of the ball game.
Yes, he was. The call there on NBC Sports Chicago. So Santiago pitching against the White Sox gets thrown out. Here's the thing, though. He claims that what he was using was perfectly legal.
He said he just felt some stuff sticky on the inside of the glove. So all I used was rosin. I mean, I used it on both sides, arm, sweat, trying to keep that sweat from dripping down to the hands. I mean, that's the only thing I use rosin. That's about it.
So what do you do if you're baseball? Did he or did he not use something illegal? They found something sticky on the glove, they claim. And if you watched what they did, the procedure for this fiasco, is they confiscate the glove. And they give it to this authenticator who's sitting in the stands right by the dugout. He takes the mitt, puts it in a baggie, and it's it's on its way, getting authenticated off to Cooperstown or something. So I don't know what you do there. They're going to run tests on the glove. Major League Baseball has not said whether or not Santiago is suspended yet because they got to prove it was an illegal substance. He claims it wasn't. The umpire thought it was. If he's found guilty, he has to be suspended for 10 games, and the Mariners can't replace him on the roster. So they have to be down a man from 26 to 25 for 10 games. I mean, this is a fascinating story, Rod, because, he's saying he's innocent. The umpire says he's not. What do you do?
I think he did it on purpose, just to kind of break the mold and say, someone's got to get popped. Let it be me. And he's dying on the sword, if you will, for all pitchers everywhere, that pitchers need to get back to normal. Because honestly, you know what? I'm all for them doing a crackdown and make sure people aren't overusing sticky substance or whatever. But this is ridiculous. Every single game we're seeing someone get checked. Is it ever going to end, Jake?
No, they get checked at their, every outing. And also, to add insult to injury to the Yankees yesterday. So Garrett Cole gives up 4 runs in the first inning, and then he has to come off the mound and get checked. I'm pretty sure if Garrett Cole's giving up 4 runs in an inning, he's not using anything.
Maybe check him after if he all of a sudden has control again.
What if he is innocent, though? I don't know what you do.
I'm thinking, if he's saying that he's just using rather, because here's the deal, right? I know they want to try. I know all pitchers want to try to get a competitive edge, but I can't see someone speeding up, stepping on the gas pedal when they've already been speeding and they see a cop up ahead. Because that's essentially what's going on, is that you've been getting away with speeding all this time. All of a sudden you see a cop up ahead and, or you see cars flashing you lights saying, hey, cop up ahead, speed trap up ahead. You speed up? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Unless he thought that he had a foolproof plan of getting past him, or, if it is rosin, maybe he has figured out a secret formula that masks as rosin just as much as steroid users had masking agents that all of a sudden they got in trouble with.
I can't believe they take the glove. That to me was bad. It's his glove's on his way to Cooperstown. The first ever pitcher to get caught using a foreign substance.
I like to think it's heading off to a CSI unit.
They got to run some investigative tests now.
Yeah.
On the on the glove. That was just wild.
I've never heard that was a fun clip to listen to because I've never heard of raised eyelets on a glove before. That if you have a raised eyelet on the glove, you can use that to scuff a ball.
Never knew that either.
I thought that was like, all right.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, this stuff has been going on for years, and now it's like, now we're finally cracking down on it. So, congrats to Hector Santiago. I always suspected he was doing something.
That's
Hector
right.
Santiago.
What team does he play for again?
The Seattle Mariners.
Okay, that's right. I mean, you've had an eye out for him for years now.
Keep my eyes on him.
Decades. He's been in the league for decades, right?
Yep. I mean, when I think of cheating, I always think of Hector Santiago.
Well, obviously he was the reason why the Mariners won, 116 games back in 2001?
You think it was him?
He's the reason. Using sticky substances back then.
I don't even know how long he's been in the league.
20 years ago.
Hector Santiago has played in Major League Baseball from 2011 to now.
See? I was close.
There you go.
That's a long career, though. But I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's from Newark, New Jersey. He's like a career reliever. Yeah. He did make the All-Star team, though, in 2015.
There you go.
Is he the most forgotten All-Star ever?
No, I'm sure there's others.
I'm sure. Anyhow, from sticky stuff to the NBA. Milwaukee beat the Hawks last night, 113-102. So they now lead the series 2-1. We talked a lot about this in the first hour of the show. Chris Middleton was a monster, 38 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. He scored 20 points in the fourth quarter. The Hawks as a team scored 17. So Middleton carried the Milwaukee Bucks to a Game 3 win. Now, a big moment in this game, though, was Trae Young injuring his ankle by colliding with a ref. Yes, he took a couple steps back. A ref was right there. Young stepped on the ref. He injured his foot, injured his ankle. And after the game, Trae Young admitted his ankle is still bothering him.
It's sore right now. It's hurting. It's frustrating. Yeah, I mean, it's hurting a little bit, and it's sore. I got some treatment on it. I'm going to go get some more in the morning. That's all I can do right now is get treatment. And then, when I came back in, it was just kind of sore, and I maybe mad I couldn't really go as fast as I wanted to. And then when I did, it hurt. So just gotta get treatment, and hopefully it feels better for next game.
It definitely it impacted him. He had 35 points through 3 quarters. But then, he had 31 points through, or 30. Okay. I'm bad with math. He had 32 points through 3 quarters. He only had 3 in the fourth quarter to finish with 35 for the game. So that was the difference. Him hurting his ankle ruined any chance that the Hawks had of winning. Because unlike Milwaukee, the Hawks are all dependent on one player. If Young doesn't play well, they can't win. And he got hurt. Wasn't the same player down the stretch, even though he did come back into the game. And damn, that was it. That was all she wrote. Tough for Trae Young and the Hawks there.
I hope it's not as bad as it looked like it could be, or it was possible. Hopefully it's a quick, easy fix, rebound. Because the last thing we really want to see, we want to see a good competitive series. We don't want this to kind of mar the series. Like, well, the Bucks got by the Hawks because, insert reasoning here, and that. And I like competitiveness. You don't want to see the Bucks just kind of walk over the Hawks this way.
I agree. And without Trae Young at 100%, very difficult task it will be.
There's nobody else on the Hawks.
That's it. I mean, you can't rely on Kevin Huerter, Danilo Gallinari, and John Collins.
Again, you're just making up names.
You really have been watching these playoffs, haven't you? Clippers at the Suns. The Clippers are down 3-1.
No, let's say with it. They're out.
They are down 3-1. This was Tyronn Lue on his team trying to overcome a 3-1 series deficit.
Just taking it one game at a time. You can't focus on winning 3. You got to focus on winning 1. And it really starts quarter by quarter, especially when you play on the road right now in Game 5. You guys got to take it quarter by quarter and try to win each quarter. That's got to be a mindset. You can't think about, 3 games and, 4, 5, 6 days from now. You got to think about tomorrow and just winning quarter by quarter. And I think that's the mindset I got to make sure our team has going into the game tomorrow.
Some good old coach speak there from Ty Lue. He is right, though. Win tonight, force to Game 6, At home, have a chance to win that. Anything happens in the game 7. That's all you can do if you're the Clippers. Do I think they win tonight? No. I do think the Suns close it out in 5, and Chris Paul goes to his first ever NBA Finals. This was Devin Booker on being up 3-1, 1 win away from going to the NBA Finals.
We know it's on the table. We know it's there. We can't hide that. But, we've kept the same mindset the whole playoffs and the whole regular season, honestly, is building this thing brick by brick, game by game. So, we're not looking too far ahead or saying who we're going to get in the finals or anything like that. But we definitely understand that, if we win the next one, we're headed to the NBA Finals.
Devin Booker has a voice that makes him sound like he's 40 and not 24.
Yeah.
Whereas Trae Young has a voice that makes him sound like he's 12 and not 22.
Those are definitely two guys with Devin Booker more so than Trae Young. I mean, Trae Young is young, so you can get away with that voice. But Devin Booker, I mean, that's like Darth Vader's voice in a young man's body right there. It just doesn't make any sense that should be coming out of a human being at that age.
It is odd, but that is Devin Booker. It's worked out for him.
Maybe he's older than he's leading us on to believe, and that's why he's playing so well.
Maybe you're onto something there, Ron.
Maybe. Should we check his birth certificate?
We should take a look.
No, Clippers are cooked. They're done. Stick a fork in them.
Suns in 5?
Suns. Yeah, because they're going back to Phoenix.
The game tonight is in Phoenix.
Yeah, they're back home. So, yeah, Suns in 5.
Suns in 5. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final is tonight. It should be on Long Island. I should be there, but I'm not. Instead, it's in Tampa. The Canadians are at the Tampa Bay Lightning, and this is a matchup of two of the best goalies in the league. Andrei Vasilevsky for the Lightning is as good as it gets, and obviously Carey Price is a future Hall of Famer. First time ever playing in the Stanley Cup Final. He's been one of the best in the game for his entire career. This was Lightning head coach John Cooper on the goalie matchup in the Stanley Cup Final.
We know what we have in our goaltender. We've watched him grow into the winner he is, the competitor he is, and you don't get to this level unless you've got great goaltending, and hence why there's both goalie statistics are the same, why both teams are still playing, in large parts because the goalies have been great.
The goalies are great. The Lightning, though, are huge favorites in this series, as you would expect. I'm seeing them minus 275 to win the series. If you think Montreal will win, they're plus 225. Meaning, if you bet $100 on the Canadians to win the Stanley Cup Final, you win $225. So they are a significant underdog, and you know what? They should be, because they were down 3-1 to the Toronto in round 1. But since then, they have just been red hot, and for them to take down, for them to take down Vegas in the last round, just incredible. So we shall see how it plays out. I'm rooting for the Habs. Go Habs, go! But I think that the Lightning do win the series.
I knew you'd be pulling for the Habs, just based on history alone. That's why you're going for them. It has nothing to do with your disdain and hatred of the Lightning for the second straight year.
Nothing at all. That's the thing. I don't want to see Lightning fans get to celebrate again. Like, it's bad enough you beat the Islanders twice. I don't want you to get that much joy again. No, I kind of look at it like a win-win either way, though, from the Islanders standpoint. Like, if the Canadians win, it's an awesome story. Good for them. Team of destiny, all that. And if the Lightning win, as an Islander fan, you could say you got beat by the two-time defending Cup champions, obviously 2 years ago.
And more than likely, I mean, depending on how this game how the series goes, especially, we'll see how it goes tonight, kind of would dictate where the Islanders might have stood, right?
I guess so.
Going up. I mean, I know you don't want to look at it that way, like, we could have had the cup, but
if the Lightning win, the Islanders could have won this series too.
Yeah, especially if it's like a sweep or, they gave up one to the Habs just because.
I think it's going to be a good series.
But I think a larger issue that is being overlooked right now is that if the Lightning do win, is Title Town truly in Tampa?
Champa Bay, as they call it.
Yeah.
Ugh, cringe. I'll say Lightning in 6, though, for my official Stanley Cup Final prediction. That wraps it up for Quick Hits here on a Monday edition of America's favorite sports talk radio segment. Coming up next, a viral topic about movies was all over the internet over the weekend. So we'll throw out that question to you. We'll talk about that next here on the Jake Asman Show.
Let's go. Pushing the odds with Matt Peralta.
So a guy named Lee Sanderlin has